Raiders near and far, and welcome to the Raiders Rally Round program series. This is one of several programs we've done over the course of this year to stay connected with folks across the world and also to make sure that you all know what has been going on here on campus and off during this incredibly different and strange academic year. This focus is going to be on our athletic program, one of the core programs, as many of you know, of the North Shore experience. This is Tom Flemma. I am the head of school, and I'm going to just introduce a few things about North Shore today in case folks have not been as connected and would like to learn a little bit about how things are going. And then I'm going to hand it over to our athletic directors, Patrick McHugh and Rebecca Kaufman, who are going to tell us about the athletic program this year, in this certainly strange year, but in general, the successful athletic program here at North Shore. A few statistics. We have about 525 total students right now. That's a great number. It's a high number compared to when many of you were here at North Shore. I think one of the facts that is most interesting to me is as that has grown, not only are there notes here that 30% of our students, JK through 12, are students of color, but they are coming from more and more parts of the Chicagoland area. Last count, we had 39 different zip codes that were represented in our student body, which is amazing. As you can see, we have 85 teaching faculty. All in, we have more than 140 faculty and staff working here at North Shore right now. And one other item I'd wanted to add, which we're particularly proud of here at the bottom, is that around 20% of our overall student body receives some sort of financial support to attend North Shore. That this year added up to $2.3 million in financial aid going to our student body. And that is both an amazing and wonderful number, and it is a testament to the support of the friends of North Shore, our alumni, parents, grandparents, and others who have helped to support the school financially to make that possible. Most recently through our benefit, which many of you attended virtually. So as I mentioned, it has been quite a year. We have been out of school now. Well, many of the world has been out of school since March of 2020. We have been very lucky to have bucked the trend in a number of ways. But last spring, we pivoted very quickly into a remote learning platform like most schools around the world. We had begun preparing before spring break as we saw the pandemic looming ahead of us, and I think did really a wonderful job. Our teachers, students, faculty, staff, parents all rallied and worked hard to provide a great remote learning program for our students. This is one example of the Take 10 plays, part of the theater performances in the spring, which happened entirely virtually. But we then shifted, we worked all summer. We planned for what the summer would look like. And I'm very proud to let you know that we have had students here on campus almost every day since we began. We took a little break between the holidays for a remote learning period, but we have been open, we have been safe, and this is just a few of the examples. We have had classes that have been live in person and have been remote for those students who needed it. We have had athletics. We have had the arts. Here's a picture from a JK class. We have reimagined everything while working hard to keep the core values and practices of a North Shore education in place. And that has always included athletics. As you know, you'll hear a lot more about how we made that true, continue to be true over this recent year. These are some of the ways that we talk about what we do here: connecting, challenging, engaging, and exploring as the core pillars of a North Shore program. And that is evident across all of the different areas of school life: academics, arts, athletics, service, and beyond. So here's an example of where that shows up. And one of the things that is fundamental, as you all know, is participation in athletics and the performing arts. Our last of these programs detailed what the performing arts program has looked like this year at North Shore. We're here today to hear from Patrick and Rebecca about what the athletic program has looked like. And I will say they have done a truly remarkable job maintaining, growing, expanding the athletic program so that all of our students have the benefits of athletics, JK-12. And Patrick, I'll hand it over to you.
Thanks, Tom. I just want to thanks for having the opportunity to present to everybody about athletics at North Shore. Rebecca and I and the rest of the coaching staff have had probably the most challenging year of our careers, but we're kind of rounding around to the idea that this has been in many ways the most rewarding year of our careers, because we've been able to maintain the school's traditions and its mission and provide athletic opportunities for our students, certainly from 6th through 12th grade and a little bit even into lower school this year. So we're looking forward to talking about that. But first, I think we want to just talk about kind of what a normal school year looks like. And we have some slides to talk about how we've, the tradition of North Shore athletics and then how we've maintained that in a global pandemic. So we're going to give you a historical overview of athletics, kind of structure of athletics in our conference and state. If you are, a few decades removed from North Shore, how we've been doing before COVID-19, and then how we managed the pandemic and some short and long-term challenges. So that's kind of our presentation today. Our athletic mission statement, we had a board level committee look at our kind of entire athletic department about 4 or 5 years ago. And this was the mission statement that's been updated while honoring our founders' belief that athletics for all be an integral part of North Shore's curriculum. Our athletic program strives to serve all students, including those with limited athletic experience, those who simply love sports, and those who aspire to continue their athletic involvement in college. At the varsity level, our teams strive for excellence and compete to win. At the junior varsity level and middle school, our focus is more directed towards skill development and participation. At all levels, students are valued and respected members of our teams, irrespective of their athletic talent. We focus on commitment, sportsmanship, self-confidence, team unity, and skills improvement while striving to instill in our students a lifelong respect for the integrated nature of maintaining a healthy mind and body. In a typical school year, we have 700 athletic events, which are split pretty evenly between girls and boys, about 350 each for girls and boys. Some of them, of course, are co-ed events. Middle school versus upper school events, we have about a little over a quarter of our events are middle school, and a little less than 3/4 of our athletic events are upper school events. So it's a healthy balance. In the upper school, a little over half of our events are varsity level, with about a third being lower level. We have on a number of our sports JV and developmental teams, 3 levels at the golf team, and 3 levels of basketball on the boys' side, and 3 levels of girls' tennis. We try to keep everybody involved who are interested in those sports and give them participatory opportunities. Although this is a little bit of an outdated slide, our coaching staff has over 75, about 73 coaching positions, of which we have a coaching staff of close to 50. Again, in-house and out-of-house, we have about 50-50 from our teaching staff and administrative staff, and about 50% of our coaching staff is from outside of our program. We've been really proud of our college athletes, and more and more we have, although there's some fluctuation, we have between 15 and 20% of our graduating seniors end up on college rosters as freshmen. We still compete, many of you know, in the Independent School League. If you go back into the 60s, we were in the private school league, but we've now gone over 50 years in the independent school league, and that includes schools like Elgin Academy, Francis Parker, Latin, Morgan Park Academy, North Shore Academy, North Shore Country Day, U High, Northridge Prep, Willows Academy, Woodlands Academy. Seven schools have boys contingents, and 9 have girls schools. 2 Willows and Woodlands are girls only. A whole slew of sports. We compete in every ISL sport except for softball right now. But a very healthy embodiment. And here is kind of the enrollments of our various sports, various schools. We're in the bottom third of the schools in the in enrollments in the ISL. U High and Latin are kind of the larger ones, but if you go look at the next slide, that doesn't hold us back, because we're one of the most successful teams in the Independent School League. Are arguably, this is offerings. We have among the most offerings, and then if you look at championships won, also the Latin is kind of dominating. Some things we're very close to the top of the conference. In the state of Illinois, we are, there are 226 schools smaller than us, approximately 534 larger than us. We enter a team in 14, what we call IHSA sports at the high school levels. Most of those sports are divided into classes by enrollment. And you can see here, we have one team that's classified as an emerging sport, that's field hockey. Although it's a long tradition here, it's a smaller sport within the state of Illinois. This is how we've been doing lately state-wise, and we're pretty proud of especially the last 10 to 12 years. Back in 1977, those of you who remember, we had a very strong football team that made it to the semifinals of the state. We've had a number of, in the 90s, field hockey programs that finished high in the state. But since 2008, we started having individual state champions in a number of sports. We also had a number of team state champions, first with the boys golf team in 2011, then with our girls tennis team as state champions. And we've had a number of what we call state trophy winners. Girls field hockey a number of times, girls soccer a number of times, boys soccer last year, boys golf has had a number of state trophy winners. So we've been pretty successful statewide in Illinois. And we were really doing well in 2019, just before this pandemic hit. So now we're going to just transition to the 100 days out of school. And I have a video here that will talk about that. We came out of school on March 12th. That was the last day in-person schools. Those of you who are watching the NBA know on March 11th, they closed down the NBA. On March 12th was our last day of in-person school at North Shore. Governor Pritzker officially closed all schools in the state of Illinois, April 17th and April 21st. The IHSA declared spring sports season canceled.
Goodbye, Robert.
Like a poplar in the winter, I've been showing just exactly where my branches reach their ends. But like a pillar in the basement, I've been holding on to her and holding strong to where we've been. Like a tiny wooden figure on the counter, I've been feeling awful powerless and small. But the old grandfather clock's still counting hours toward the day when everything is worth it all. Oh, I closer every day. But oh, restoration's such a heavy weight to bear. But all this snow is bound to fall and melt away. So I'm waiting for the season heaven brings, spring. In the headlines we forgot and crammed in folders. I can see the memories go up in smoke. But through the color that we lost when we got older, I remember all the things that mattered most. Oh, I wanna be restored, and I think I'm getting closer every day. But oh, restoration's such a painful handle. But I'm confident this pain will be replaced. So I'll listen for the song that heaven sings, spring. When our tears are wiped like seeds into the field, and our sorrows soaked like rain into the ground, I believe that only then we'll see the yield, with a harvest heaven sent and heaven bound. Oh, I wanna be restored, and I think I'm getting closer every day. And oh, I believe that restoration will be worth all the snow and all the loss and all the pain. So I'm holding to the promise of the King, spring.
So how did we adapt? And Rebecca, I might turn we're gonna go kind of slide by slide with my partner in keeping things going, Rebecca Kaufman.
Thanks, Patrick. So when the pandemic started, we were all anxiously awaiting to know what we could do and when we could do it. In the meantime, while we were waiting for a return to learn and a return to sport, there was a couple of things that we were able to do, so we did them the best that we could. The first one was we stayed safe. We also took this time to celebrate our seniors. So although senior night can be a very exciting and a date on the calendar that many of our sports and their seniors and their families look forward to, this past spring, we did have to do it a little bit differently. And while it may have been more unique, it was, in my opinion, one of the most fun and exciting ways that we are able to celebrate our seniors to date. We were able to bring them on campus. We celebrated them with posters, yard signs, cowbells, and gave them one more chance to kind of walk through our field and have some closure on their spring seasons.
Time and time again, my decisions.
In this life there will be trouble, but you shall overcome. They'll hurt you in your heartstrings, they'll leave you in the dust, but you do just like I told you. Stand strong and hold your own. Soft answer quiets wrath. A gentle whisper breaks a bone. I can't tell you who to love. I don't know who that might be. I hope they cheer you up like crazy, sweep you right up off your feet. Though I don't want you to grow up, 'cause I don't want you to leave. When you're ready to choose someone, make sure they love you. Make sure they love you half as much as me. In the night there will be darkness, but your light is bright enough. There'll be lovers sometimes leaving, lovers you'll stand up. But you do just like I told you. Keep your heart above all things. It's a wicked world, my lovely, but you don't have to let it in. I can't tell you who to love. I don't know who that might be. I hope they cheer you up like crazy, sweep you right up off your feet. Though I don't want you to grow up, 'cause I don't want you to leave. When you're ready to choose someone, make sure they love you. Make sure they love you half as much as me. So for now I'll be your audience applause. For now I'll leave the night light on. And I know the time is flying, so much has already flown. And I'm watching you just color. Yeah, I'm watching you just color with your brand new pajamas on. I can't tell you who to love. I don't know who that might be. Hope they cheer you up like crazy, sweep you right up off your feet. Though I don't want you to grow up, 'cause I don't want you to leave. When you're ready to choose someone, make sure they love you. Make sure they love you. God, I pray they love you as much as me.
We also had a lot of Raider spirit. We did a virtual spirit week that allowed our sports teams to kind of take control of our Instagram and raise some support, some spirit, and see how many of our Raider community would get involved. We had a 5K that we were able to have over 200 virtual sign up and runners compete as a part of just the North Shore community. And we had all ages, all grades, alums a part of it. And it was just really exciting for people to get involved and stay connected. We also zoomed some more. Our coaches and our teams met via Zoom at least once a week, sometimes more. Sometimes it was just as easy as checking in, getting together. And other times we did workouts together. We had guest appearances where different coaches kind of led workouts. But again, the Zooms were just more of an avenue to stay connected than they were a specific athletic focus, but it was still a sense of our teams to feel connected. Excitingly, on July 2nd, we were able to start again. We started with kind of open workouts where we were socially distanced, we were masked, but most importantly, we were together. So we had a high number of turnout just of student athletes that were ready to get back on campus and get back to work. While this is our first time through this type of pandemic, we tried to watch really carefully what other schools were able to do, how they were able to serve their student athletes, and how they were able to offer more opportunities for students to get together. As the summer wore on, we were able to get a couple athletes back competing again, some in track and field and more low risk or individual sports. In August 10th, we were able to start our first set of practices. In August, we started our low risk sports, which were girls tennis, boys golf, girls golf, and cross country. While we had to follow a new set of rules and mitigations, the overall energy and enthusiasm of being able to participate and represent our school was overwhelming. We were able to provide practices and consistent competitions all throughout the fall that I would think was for us just a breath of fresh air to be able to compete again. For the first time in August, we offered a Raider High Performance Camp, which was an opportunity for any athlete who was not involved in a fall sport to come to campus, and we participated in a number of kind of physical tests, maybe like a mile run, but also we were able to get together and just play. So sometimes we had a spike ball tournament, we played some wiffle ball, we did some workouts, but the thing that stuck out to me was that we had over 65 upper school students sign up and attend our Raider High Performance Camp. So it just was another example of how our student athletes were just craving one, athletic and physical experiences, but also being able to get together with their friends that they hadn't seen, many of them throughout the summer. As we returned to competition, it was great to see our Raider spirit and our hard work throughout the summer pay off. Our cross country team, golf and tennis all had tremendous fall seasons, and it was exciting to watch them play. Our contact days were offered to sports teams whose season had been moved or changed in a different time on the calendar. So for us, we offered a lot of contact days. We actually had over 120 contact day practices. So we had consistent opportunities for our athletes to get involved with the teams that they are interested. It also invited upper school students who maybe haven't tried a sport the opportunity to give it a try to see if they would enjoy it in the future. So our coaches and our athletes had a very busy fall and winter.
Let me jump in here and talk a little bit about our fun runs, which we have a video here that we can show you about how we used our campus to engage lower school and middle school kids in some weekend activities and build community through running. We had a cross-country course, and here's a brief video to show you some of the sights of running around campus on a beautiful fall afternoon. Our priorities throughout the fall and continue to be consistent activity. That means consistent practice and when we can, consistent competitions for the teams that are in season. In basketball season, we had some new challenges. It's wintertime, obviously, and we moved inside for basketball. We have a video here of a last second shot at Northridge Prep. And we started live streaming our home games in the MAC gym, and I think we got quite a lot of views of those games. We were able to return to senior days with basketball season, and here's we had a particularly large group of seniors on the boys basketball team, but also a strong group of seniors on the girls basketball team. We were able to have our senior days outside in front of the MAC gym. Luckily, on nice weather days, used our special Raider arch and take some pictures and celebrate. And I think they were very well received. Again, a way we adjust to a different way to do senior day when you can't have that many people inside in the MAC gym. We then moved in early March to the early spring season. This was pretty much the fall teams that could not compete in the fall. Remember, sports were divided by with the National Federation of High Schools into low risk, medium risk, and high risk sports. And in the fall, we could only, because we're still unsure about safety of sports, we were only allowed to have low risk high school sports. So the medium risk sports from the fall, which we offer, which are field hockey, soccer, and volleyball, were moved to a March and most of April season. They started in early March, which was chilly, but we had successful seasons and a lot of competition for them. The spring summer season has just started up. We have an overlap time a little bit right now for us, but the spring summer season is the fourth sports season of the school year. And we will have, we already have started girls soccer, baseball, boys tennis, and co-ed track and field. That season could go as late as mid-June. We may, for the first time ever, have Raiders competing after graduation. We'll see, but we're certainly going to go into early June with our spring summer season, our fourth season. So, it's usually an Iron Raider is 3 seasons. We may have super Iron Raiders this year with a few people trying to complete 4 seasons of athletics. So our plan for next year, first of all, I believe we have a brief video here to show you of just the way our facilities look. We have a number of new facilities that you might not be aware of. We go over to Skokie Playfields. We have some fields over at we're called Avoca Fields by Marie Murphy.
Tis the gift to be simple, tis the gift to be free, tis the gift to come down where you want to be. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, To turn, turn will be our delight, till by turning, turning we come round right. And when we find ourselves in the place just right, 'twill be in the valley of love and delight. When true simplicity is gained, to bow and to bend, we will not be ashamed. To turn, turn will be our delight, till by turning, turning we come round right.
It's going to be a short summer. We're going to probably wrap up around June 17th. And then we're going to start up again with high school sports August 9th. And we have all these facilities we get to use. And right now, the expectation is that we're pretty much back to normal. I'm sure there will be some still changes, but things are looking better and better. Whether we'll still be wearing masks on occasion indoors or not, that's being debated now. And I'll rely on Cook County and the state of Illinois caseloads going down, and hopefully lots and lots of us finishing off getting vaccinated. I know the majority of our coaching staff here in mid to late April is already vaccinated, and we're hoping we get words from certainly our kids over the age of 16. Every day somebody else is getting vaccinated, so hopefully we'll be in a much safer position next year.